Hi everyone, and welcome to Sit in It for a Bit with Arne and Carlos. And we are, as always, your hosts.
Arne and Carlos.
And we are back with yet another one of our podcasts. We have been doing Sit in It for a Bit since more or less the pandemic.
Since the
beginning of the pandemic.
Of the Earth, since Earth was created.
No, not really. But the pandemic is when we started in 2020. And nowadays, Sit in It for a Bit is a Wednesday podcast periodically. And this is where we come to recap everything that is going on in our lives, both our daily mundane Norwegian lives, and also the projects that we're working on. All the UFOs and all the knitting, crocheting, sewing, and other projects, gardening, and so on. And this summer we've been very active here on our YouTube channel. We have been doing Sit in It for a Bit every Wednesday, and we've also been doing our shorts, which have been a lot of fun to do. We've got pajama gardener shorts. These are updates from our garden, and we don't garden in our pajama all the time, do we?
But in the morning.
But in the morning and in the evening, we garden in our pajama. So you won't always see us wearing a pajama, but it's still called the Pajama Gardeners. So we do that on Mondays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays, we do our Learn How to Knit in 60 Seconds series.
Yeah.
And we've just done the increase, the lifted increase. If you really want to learn how to do that, you've got to go and check out that short, because it's got everything you need to learn, everything you need to know for the lifted increase.
On the knit side and the purl side.
Yeah. On Fridays, we do our short shenanigans, but nowadays it's more about making clothes for the doll and showing you guys how to make a base. And from that base, you can then customize it and do anything you want. And then on Saturdays, we do the Learn How to Crochet in 60 Seconds.
And on Sunday, it's the normal YouTube series.
Yeah.
ARNE
So Eric, Anna, and PJ have been on holiday. We haven't, but they have. So they have been away all of July. Therefore, we have been doing reruns on our channel. But I believe that starting this Sunday, which is August 6th, we will be posting brand new episodes for you to enjoy. So take a look at those. There's lots going on here, as always.
It's like my head is boiling.
Yeah.
Right now.
So to start on the things that have been happening and are going to happen in the next week, we had a lot of visitors, didn't we?
We had how many visitors? We had
Well, we had a good friend of mine from Sweden with two very nice kids.
Yeah, he came from
Gothenburg. Well, he comes from the south of Sweden.
Yeah. But he were from Friday to Saturday? Or
No,
was it
they were here
Thursday?
from Thursday to Saturday, yeah.
And then my sister came on Saturday with two grandsons.
Yeah, Torstein and Vebjörn,
Yeah, and they
two
stayed
sweethearts.
until Sunday.
Yeah,
And of course, me and my sister went some thrift shopping.
yeah. She bought something.
She bought something, and I bought something. I bought a shelf.
So when with kids, it's always sweet. Torstein is a 7-year-old. Oh no, we've got a fly. Yuck. Anyway,
The
Torstein,
window is open.
The window's open, yeah. Torstein is 7 years old and Vebjörn is 9. And Vebjörn has just discovered us on YouTube. And he said to me, I saw your YouTube. And then he said, I was gobsmacked. My jaw dropped for such a long time that my jaw started to hurt.
Yeah, and he was climbing a mountain with his mother, and his jaw was still dropped.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's like
Yeah. He
so
really
funny.
enjoyed the YouTube apparently.
And he wants to be a YouTuber, he told me.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. I don't know what he will do, but I think that's a lot of young kids now. They want to be.
Yeah,
YouTubers.
they do. Yeah, and then Torsten, he's a little bit younger. He really doesn't care about YouTube or mobile phones, and he's a man or a child, but he's still a boy of very few words. He was very late in speaking. He didn't say a word until he was like 3 years old, and he still.
And now he says
doesn't
the
speak.
coolest things.
Yeah, but
If
that's
he
the thing.
talk.
He doesn't talk a lot, but when he says something, it's very well considered. So the highlight of his stay here was when, after saying nothing for most of the day, he looked at Arne and me. No, you were out actually. He looked at me and he said, "I'm very creative." And then he was. He built a whole paper theater on his own.
We bought a paper theater in London. In what's this the place?
In Benjamin Pollock's toy store.
No, this was from the other place.
What was the other place?
The nice house with all the things.
Oh, Sir John Soames.
Sir John Soames' house. There was a theater, more for kids, and I bought it, and I thought this is a good thing for him because he liked to do things, and he actually built it.
As he said, he was very creative, and then he built a theater, and he didn't say another word for another 4 hours.
But I think it's nice when we go around and we travel and we go to places where we can find things for kids. It's always nice to buy something and have it. Bring it home in case you have visitors, because I like to give kids
but
stuff.
this one was perfect for him. He also had a book that had all these little things that you could make. So he wanted us to help him make a kite, which we did.
That's the Donald Duck, you know, the nephews, the Ole Doffen.
In Norwegian, the nephews are called Ole
Dole Doff.
Ole Dole Doffen.
In Swedish, it's
Knatte, Fnatte, och Chatte.
That's so funny.
And in English, Huey, Louie, and Dewey, I think. Anyway, the little duck nephews built a kite.
Yeah, but this is like a scout's book.
Yeah.
But it's a woodpecker.
Yeah, and then there were instructions on how to make something like an engine that could go on water, like if you have a stream, and then the engine would rotate.
We're looking all over for a plastic cup or a paper cup. We didn't have any. Yeah. And then they left. My sister had one in the car.
Yeah.
She just bought coffee.
And then there was a kind of like instructions to make a raft. And he told me before we left, he said to me, next time we're making the raft. So he said that. Yeah. So,
because this time we did that dragon. What's it called? The kite.
Yeah. So he said, hello. He said, I'm very creative. And then he said, next time we're making the raft. I love being here, or something like that. And that's the only thing he said in 24 hours. But he's lovely.
So funny.
He's you shouldn't have played favorites.
They're both very cute, but they're both very cute. So they're different interests.
But of all of your sister's grandkids, the Torsten is the most special kid in the world.
Special. But the other one, he wants to look at birds. So I had to say, you don't go into the bird house because there's a new family in there, so we had to be careful. Yeah,
we lent him our binoculars, and then we went looking for cloudberries, because they should be in season right now, but they're still a little bit immature, so we still have to pick them. But and then the other kid, Vebjörn, he had binoculars hanging from.
To look at.
So he was going to look at the birds.
And I went canoeing with them, and there was this big bird, another trane. What's that in English?
Trane is no, that's a crane.
Crane is not that one but something similar. A really big bird who came over our heads while we were in the canoe.
That's a good sign.
That's a good sign. And then it landed on the other side of the water, and we just took the canoe and we went over there, very quiet and looking for the bird. But it was cool because
it was very cool,
he really likes to look at birds.
Yeah, so he's sweet. He's the sweetest kid ever. So and very creative. So he must love being here.
So it's really fun to have kids in the house, but it's also a bit exciting.
Well, when you and your sister went thrift shopping, I ended up babysitting them, and then they got into a fight, and that was not fun. Trying to figure out what had happened.
What happened?
I couldn't understand what had happened, and then. Yeah, they were sulking, and I just said, you go sulk over there, and you go sulk over there, and then when you finish sulking, you can come back. Yeah. I don't know if that's good parenting, but I'm not their parent, so I don't really care.
Actually, not your problem.
Not my problem.
Do whatever you like. And we gave them a lot of pancakes with chocolate.
Yeah, then we made pancakes with chocolate, and they were fine. They made up.
I think we should close the window. It's raining.
Yeah, you're freaking out.
I don't like rain on the window because it can be destroyed.
You know that it still rains on the window even if the window is closed.
But is it open? It rain on on top of the window.
Okay, so that's what happened this weekend.
That's never boring.
Yeah, never boring. So Thursday to Saturday, my friend Henrik, he's an old friend from university, and his two fantastic kids, aged 11 and 14, they were really nice and very well educated. I have to say, these two kids.
They were like, whoa.
Yeah, they were like, you could come
Our
anytime you
jaw
want.
dropped.
They cleared the dishes without, anybody telling them to. They put everything in the washing machine. Every time I was cooking, they came in to ask if I needed help, and they did this without their dad telling them. I mean, it was amazing. He's trained his kids very well, I have to say. So yeah, and then of course Arne's sister with two grandkids, which was really nice. They left yesterday. And today we're all dressed up because we're going, after we do this podcast, which unfortunately is going to be a little shorter than usual because we are so busy right now. But after the podcast, we're going to just get in the car, not the Beetle, because we need to get into Oslo today. And the Beetle has not been very reliable. And we're going to pick up my dad.
Yeah.
And my dad is going to come and stay here for until Friday. And it's the first time that he comes to stay here since the pandemic. So he hasn't seen all the changes in the house from 2019. 2018 actually was the last time he was here. And my mom, unfortunately, has to stay in the home where she lives. She cannot come because it's just not possible.
And I have some serious shopping to do in Oslo because I need organza.
Yeah, plus we're looking for a new kitchen table and some new chairs.
And
actually, new, old. We're going to this antique store.
Old one.
Yeah.
And I need organza for the dolls, for lining. And I found a place that have a really cheap one.
Oh, good.
It's not silk. I don't think I do silk.
No, you can do polyester organza for the doll.
And it wasn't. And they had like 5 different colors. Yeah. So I think I should have a little bit of that because I'm cleaning.
And then we're going to this all antique store to look at a table I found online, which has it's an old table. It's kind of like it's like a farmer's table from Norway. So it's nothing fancy. It's a farmer's table, and we want a table that has patina, that you can see that it's been used for
rustic.
A couple hundred years. Yeah. Rustic.
And we'll look at 2 different, one with a drawer and one without the drawer.
Today we can only see the one that has the drawer.
Only that
because the other one is in their warehouse. But they have to be a certain length because our kitchen is a certain size. So we can't get a really big one.
I really like the one with the drawer, but then she said it can be hard to sit.
No, it can't. No, you just have to take the drawer out, and it's fine.
That's sad, isn't it?
Well, the other one doesn't have a drawer, but probably had.
Maybe.
So the question is, do you want a table where an original part of the table is missing, or do you want to have that original part and take it out? I think in the end of the day... And
if we take it out, we have more in the storage.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, if you want a nice old table, you might as well get it complete. And then take out the drawer. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, we don't know.
Or we can have lower chairs.
Yeah.
We can cut
for hobbits.
We can cut the legs of the chair. Yeah, so we can sit under the table.
Yeah, that'll work, especially for me and my height.
I mean,
I'll be sitting with my chin, with my knees under my chin because
my brother has some old chairs from the farm, and when you sit on those chairs, you will be under the table.
Yeah.
But they look like a normal chair, but they're very
but short. Life is about life at our age.
Life is too short to sit under the table.
Yeah, life is too short to sit with your knees under your chin. And also, what was I going to say? And life is just too short, period. You need your comforts when you come to your age, especially. I mean, I'm still much younger than you. But when we come to your age, you do need your comforts, don't you?
You should see me this weekend. We did this game with the kids.
Oh, yeah, we played Twister.
Twister. And that you have these red dots and blue and green and... yellow, I think, I don't...
Everybody knows Twister.
Yeah.
Arne was the only one that didn't know it.
Did you know about it?
Of course.
But it was so funny. Yeah, put your left feet on the red one, and then your left arm on blue, and it was
Well, you
it
get-
was so funny, and I made it. I was so good.
Arne was really good at this. He was
I know.
amazing. Me, I'm very flexible. I stretch a lot. I can put my knee behind my ear, so I'm very flexible.
But after a while,
But
I
he
was
was-
tired of that arrow. So when my sister and one of her grandkids
you were
did it,
really
I
naughty.
just made up things. So
Yeah.
when she was with both her arms in between her leg, but back like this, then I said, right foot to the blue or something, and then the foot has to go in front.
You did that
And
on
was-
purpose.
I did it on purpose.
So naughty.
It was impossible when you had your arms in between your feet but behind you. And you should lift one foot and go in front. Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah. You were really naughty, yeah. So naughty.
And if you fall over, you lose.
Yeah.
She fell over.
Did she? Big time. Such a naughty boy, huh?
Oh, sorry.
You're so naughty.
Oh, I'm laughing.
Yeah, but yeah. It was fun. Yeah, it was
That
fun.
was the highlight.
Oh yeah. Of seeing your sister in that really funny position. Yeah. No, it was a fun game, and
You shouldn't wear too tight clothes.
that's true. Yeah. And when the kids, are those ages 7 and 9, you can't really play other games with them.
But the
So-
problem is in English, and I'm confused with left and right, also in Norwegian.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm confused in left and right in Norwegian, not in English.
No.
Because right makes sense to me because it's the right hand when you write, right?
Yeah.
It's the right. But the Norwegian høyre and venstre, I'm always so confused.
Yeah, but anyway.
I know when I drive a car, you have to stop from that people. What's you say? You stop if
Come
cars
from the right, yes.
that side.
Yeah, that's the right.
Right.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of an issue with that. But it
have
was
an issue.
fun. I don't remember how we came into the talk about the game. But anyway, it was fun.
I
It
don't
was
know.
fun.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember. I mean, we were talking about our age and how we need to be comfortable. We're talking about the kitchen.
Oh, yeah,
And we're
and
talking
then-
about the table. Yeah, we have a nice table in our kitchen that we're going to sell. And we're going to sell the chairs as well. And we're going to get old stuff. This was new stuff that we bought. I don't know what we were thinking. Because old stuff is always nicer. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. And that's what we're doing in Oslo. Before we pick up my parents, we're going to go buy the organza.
father?
My father, yeah. Oh, yeah. You see, this is a new thing for
It's
me.
new for you.
It's just my father, yeah. And my mom's in the home. Anyway, so we're going to pick up my dad and we're going to go buy organza. And then we're going to look at these chairs and table to see if we like them and if we want to buy them. And yeah, it's all for the new kitchen that we are redoing.
And you didn't like the chairs I saw yesterday.
No, I didn't like
I thought
them.
they were quite nice.
Yeah,
They
but
cost nothing.
they're the same as what we have now. And I want something, I don't want
Something
some...
similar.
I don't-
You want something different.
No, I just want something old and nice.
Yeah.
And rustic. I want something rustic
Oh, these were not rustic.
for the kitchen. Well, they were rustic. They were just rustic in the wrong way.
Yeah,
In
but
my mind.
They were like painted.
Yeah, but the ones I showed you
Yeah.
that the lady has in her
Are
shop
those
in
also
Oslo,
painted?
they're very nice. They've got these nice little carvings. And anyway, we'll see what we buy. It's gonna be super exciting.
And you know, we have to do something because we have so much things we will sell, and we have to take picture and put it out for sale.
Yeah.
If not, we will have so much stuff.
Yeah, we've got my treadmill to sell. We've got windows.
2 windows,
And we've got that table
and a
and
table
the chairs.
and chairs. And there probably will be more
Well,
after a while.
do
Oh,
you want to sell the lamps? No.
what lamps?
In the kitchen ceiling?
Oh,
No, they're originals.
They're original.
I want to keep those, yeah. Just checking. Because you never know.
No, I'm going. No.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been a mess the weekend with all these kids running around and us playing Twister, and now my dad coming, and my dad's staying until Friday.
Yeah.
And then next week is exciting because we are shooting a whole new book that we're doing in Dutch of all languages. I don't know how that happened. Usually we do them in Norwegian, but we are working on a book that will be published in Dutch this fall.
Should that
So
be a
it
secret?
seems.
You shouldn't say what it is yet, or
I don't know. I mean, there's a book coming in Dutch
well,
anyway.
that's
And then we'll see if it will be translated into other languages or not. It'll be interesting to see. And yeah, we're shooting this whole book on Tuesday next week. So parallel to, simultaneously, my dad's going to be here, and we don't have much time actually because we have to work on this book. And we're shooting the whole
collection.
Yeah, and we're shooting the whole thing on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, we're going to Oslo to do some, we have some meetings and some exciting, new plans. And then on Friday, we go to Bergen.
And then we go on the cruise.
And we go on the cruise. Yeah, Friday we fly to Bergen.
Yep.
Saturday we board the Svalbard Express. And then we're away until my birthday, which is August 26th.
So you're back on your birthday.
And this particular knitting cruise, we are especially excited. I mean, we love doing the Coastal Express, which is the traditional route. It's been in operation for 130 years, and it visits all these little places in the north of Norway where they would be isolated if the ship didn't come in.
Yep.
And the ship brings mail, and it brings supplies, so it's very important. And nowadays, it's still a working ship that brings mail, supplies, and works as a ferry, but it also works as a small ship for cruising. And they're not very big. These ships take no more than, 400 people?
Yeah. So this would be very nice.
But the Svalbard Express is something new but old. So this year, Hurtigruten is celebrating 130 years anniversary. So they reinstated a traditional route that goes on mainland Norway and to Svalbard. And they're doing this for the 130th anniversary. The route was from the 1960s until the 1980s, so 20 years. And also it takes supplies to Svalbard. When we were there in Svalbard in March, I asked if there was any yogurt for breakfast. And they said that there had been a storm in Tromsø, and there was no yogurt because
if the weather is bad, they don't get the supplies.
Yeah, they need to import everything. So our ship that we will be on board is actually a working ship that is taking supplies over to Svalbard. Yeah. The fun thing about this cruise is that it includes 5 excursions. They're included in the program for free. And we get to do all 5 of them, and there's many places we haven't been.
Yeah, because it's so different this time.
Yeah.
And I think it would be very nice. Like when you read about it in the program, it gave me chills. It's like this will be very nice.
Very amazing.
I think it will be so cool. And it's like we will see like Bjørnøya, the island. We have never seen that before, and we will see more of Svalbard.
And we're going to Ny-Ålesund, where we've never been before.
And I think it will be different to see it from the boat. Maybe we can see the polar bears.
We might see a polar bear or two. And we're going to be sharing something new with the people on board, our guests. So for all the other cruises we've done up until now, we've been sharing with them the beautiful Norwegian coast that we know by heart. We know every stop by heart. And now we're going to stop fewer places and stay longer. And we'll see. The one thing we know, so on the plus side for us, we get to discover something completely new. On the minus for our guests is that when we go on Hurtigruten, the regular one, we know where all the knitting stores are. We know where all the thrift stores are. But now we're only stopping in Tromsø, which is a city we know well in the north.
And that's on a Sunday, is it?
No, Tromsø is not on a Sunday.
No, so there's a lot of things to do.
Yeah, and we know where the thrift stores and the knitting stores are in Tromsø. And also, we're also stopping in Stokmarknes in Vesterålen.
There's a yarn store.
Where we know where the yarn store is. And we know where the yarn store is in Longyearbyen in Svalbard. Yeah. Other than that, we don't know. So it'll be exciting. We'll be able to discover things together with our guests.
So I think like in Tromsø, there's also the botanical garden, which is very interesting because that's way above the polar circle.
Arctic Circle.
Arctic Circle. So, And we've been there once many years ago, but
Yes.
it wasn't a lot of blooming when we were there.
We were there in early September. Now we're going to be there a month earlier in
So
early
hopefully,
August.
but we
So-
saw that garden on Monty Don's
Yeah.
series around the world in 80 gardens on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, first we saw it on the national TV, and then we saw it. We bought the DVDs, and then we seen it on YouTube also.
Yeah. I
It's
think-
everywhere. And
Yeah, I think that the Tromsø Botanical Garden is the world's northernmost botanical garden. We're almost in Tromsø. We're just a few hours from the North Cape.
but if you
by
haven't
car,
seen
so
that
it's-
series, you should go to YouTube and search for Monty Don and the Nordic Gardens, or Northern Europe, I think it's called. It's really nice. So that's where we go.
Yeah, and then when we arrive in Svalbard, in Longyearbyen, which we will both on this cruise that we're doing now, and we're doing another one called Knitting on Top of the World in September. When we are in Longyearbyen, we are at 79 degrees north. We're only about 1,300 kilometers from the North Pole, which is around 800 miles. And in Svalbard, our guests can shop. They can buy their favorite Norwegian yarns in the world's, and this is definitively the world's most northernmost yarn store at 79 degrees north, which also doubles as a cafe that serves delicious food, and the chocolaterie that makes the yummiest chocolates in the world, the northernmost chocolaterie in the world. So I was saying to myself, where else? I mean, really, where else in the world can you buy yarn and nibble on these delicious little polar bear shaped chocolates as you select your favorite yarns at 79 degrees north? You can only do that in Svalbard.
That's like a Kinder Egg.
Yeah, a Kinder Egg. Yeah, it's got three in one, right?
One.
So a northernmost yarn store, a delicious cafe with a lot of yummy food, and the chocolaterie. And their little, I love the little polar bears. They're made of chocolate, and then I think they're dipped in white chocolate or maybe marzipan.
I don't remember. You bought them as a gift.
Yeah, we bought them as a gift, and we didn't even try them.
No. And then you have the museum where there's like these old knitted pieces that they found because the permafrost is melting. So the dead people are pushed up from the ground.
Yeah,
and some of them wear knitwear.
Yeah, so Svalbard doesn't have a very long history. The history of Svalbard goes back to the 17th century. And at the time, there were mainly whale hunters. And so the whale hunters went to hunt for whale. And, some of them made it back, some of them didn't. The people who died were buried at sea.
If they died in the sea.
If they died in the sea.
Probably. If they died on land, they were buried in land.
Yeah, and then the permafrost has preserved them very well. So the unique thing about Svalbard is that you can see artifacts belonging to the hunters, which were some sort of a working class. And the garments are very well preserved thanks to the permafrost. So if you go to any museum in Europe, you can see things, textiles that were very well preserved from 300, 400, 500 years ago. But usually they belong to the aristocrats or the kings.
Yeah.
You don't really find...
This is working people.
Yeah, you don't really find many preserved garments belonging to the working class or the lower classes. But in Svalbard you do.
When you see the garments, it's like no wonder why.
No wonder they died.
People died because how could you wear only like knitted stockings or a short trouser, and then you were climbing on whales in the water, and no wonder why people died, because it's very cold. The wind is killing you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, as I say, it's not the temperature. Svalbard is no colder than here. It's not the temperature, it's the wind. The wind from the North Pole.
And we
That'll
have
get
all
you.
the gear we need because
We
we
have
went
all the
there.
gear.
Was it this year?
Yeah, we were there in March.
Yeah, so we have all the things we need, so we're gonna be dressed
We're
up.
going to be okay. But anyway,
it
if you
gets
go to if you ever go to Svalbard, to Longyearbyen, and you visit the Svalbard Museum, you can sit there and be amazed over a 17th century striped hat, a knitted hat from the 17th century that is very well preserved, belonging to the working classes, and stockings. And we were giving a special permission to look at their archives as well, to see some of their other artifacts. which is very interesting. And we saw another 17th century knitted hat, and we were working out how they made it, which is very, very interesting. So if you're coming on
that is so cool.
If you're coming on the Svalbard Express, you're in for a treat. And if you're coming on top of the world, you're in for another treat, because you will be able to see these artifacts that are amazing. We did get to see something, so it was quite. The curator at the museum said to us, before we go in, I have to warn you, there's a lot of biological material. Are you okay with that?
And that was cool.
And we were like, biological material, that means dead bodies. We said, well, yeah, we're okay with that.
But they've been dead for so long.
Yeah.
Like, we're not that sensitive, are we?
Yeah. No. I mean, the only thing we saw was this skull.
Yeah, and then there was this, that they had found the skull with the hat. And they were like, the hair was still there. And then they had to remove the hat from the skull. And then one person was holding the skull, and another one pulled the hat
gently off.
And
all the hair followed.
Some of the hair was stuck in the hat.
Yeah, and she said
that was quite cool.
And she
but
said
the colors were kind of
very well preserved.
Yeah.
And she said that once she pulled the hat out and the hair was there, she said it's kind of like you get another relationship to the artifact, because it's got a little personality on it. It's got that. It was black hair, and she said that. But judging by the hair, it was probably a young boy, or they knew it was a young boy. But then she said the hair was black, so it's like a young boy with not gray hair.
But this was a lot of people who came to. It was a lot of people who came to Svalbard who were like from all over Europe, and they were poor and they were looking for something to do, and they took what they could get. And then you come from the south of Europe and you're not prepared for the cold. It's like when you saw the garments, it's crazy. And
nowadays, don't worry. If you ever go to Svalbard, you need to know the following. No other place in the world has as many sports shops selling.
They won't find you and a knitted hat in
no, they will not. They will find you. They will find you wearing a lot of stuff, because there's no other place in the world that has so many sports shops per capita. It's unbelievable, and you can buy anything you need. I mean, the last time we were there, we bought pants filled with down, so that our little tushies are kept nice and toasty. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're bringing them.
Because we're going to go out on deck, and if it's windy, you need something.
Yeah, we're bringing our shearling hats. Yeah. And we're bringing all our Arctic gear.
Everything.
And if you ever go to Svalbard, do not worry. You will be able to buy everything you need there.
And if it's too cold, you can sit indoors and you can knit.
And you can also buy things that you never thought you needed. Like those pants.
Yeah,
I didn't know I needed them until I saw them. And then it's like, I'll take
shorts.
Them. Down jacket or down shorts,
So
makes your ass look a little bit big, but
who cares?
Who cares? You're in the Arctic. You need to keep warm.
Yeah.
Temperature-wise, it'll be no warmer than 10 degrees Celsius, but it's still plus, so it's okay. It'll be fine. Okay. And there'll be midnight sun. Nice. So I guess you can tell. We're very excited.
Should I show some of my UFOs?
Yeah, and some of our new purchases this week.
So I've been working on the hexagons. So now I still work on this one. These two go into the series with the the old things I find in thrift shops with embroidery and stuff.
They're very nice.
These come from the fabric. The colors around, the squares around, come from the fabric that we designed a few years ago.
Yeah, that unfortunately is sold out.
Yeah, but we still have some of it. So, but what I find very cool is that we can actually take different motifs, and you can get so many different hexagons from this one.
Yeah.
So this pink one is this flower, and the blue one is this one. And I also prepared something from this one and this one and this one. So that's what I like with the fabric for quilting, that you can actually do different motifs from one fabric, not just the big fabric that makes the blur or something.
And these go in the same theme as the other ones. You didn't bring any of those?
I think I have some over
you have one. So take out one and then we can put them together so people can see color-wise that we're quite happy.
So this is the one.
Yeah.
This is from a tablecloth
So you see,
from a thrift shop.
so you see these will work quite
Yeah,
nicely.
but we will have a lot of this before we decide how they will look. Then
Yeah.
this is another one from a kitchen tablecloth or a curtain or something.
Here we've got the little hankies,
Yeah.
the Chinese hankies that are really cute. And again, you know, they will go very well with
Yeah.
this.
So we don't have a plan for this one.
Not
but
yet, not
I think
yet.
this fabric, what we have left of this fabric, goes really well with the rest. So this will be a very light one,
Yeah.
but I think it will be so funny, so cool. But it takes time because I did find something in the thrift shop this weekend, so I have more to cut now.
More to cut, yeah.
Maybe I will bring some of this on the cruise just to finish them, or maybe later. We'll see. And then this one goes into the archive.
That's very, yeah, but it's actually nice. It's an old shirt of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I really loved.
This
And
is a
now-
fabric from Japan that we got.
Let me see this. Oh yeah, yeah, that's very pretty. Is
But-
it from a
but-
kitchen towel?
No, this was, I don't remember, like, maybe it was a kitchen towel. But this will be another quilt, I think. So
This
I think
one's
I
really
had
cool.
two with leftover fabrics that is that type. But I started a new one this weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're all Christmassy here because
We're doing
why not?
Yeah, so
Christmas
this
in July.
is from an old set for the kitchen. It's curtains and a tablecloth. And I put the birds.
But are we
around.
making what are we making with this?
A Christmas quilt?
Or what are you making?
A Christmas quilt.
Christmas quilt.
And then there was this Santa Claus, but he was big, and when I took the whole Santa Claus, it was very white. It didn't go well with the rest, so I just took his head.
That sounds so horrible.
So but it's
Chopped his head off.
But this one is coming, and then there was one bird left, so he came into this one.
That was very cute.
I think I just bought all the most Christmassy fabrics in the thrift shop this
But
weekend.
do we really need a Christmas quilt?
I think we do.
For what?
For the bench in the kitchen or something.
Okay. Oh yeah, and this one's not. I like this one.
Yeah, this is also from.
Poinsettias. They're very pretty.
This is from. Was it? This was. You know, this was a curtain. You know, a big one that on top, and then
Yeah.
the little one hanging.
Very nice.
So this came out really nice.
Very nice indeed.
So this is the third
Yeah.
quilt I'm working on. So
And all these hexagons, the templates, Kate sent them to us. She's got a nice machine that punches and makes the hexagon.
yeah, so this is
So-
her size.
This is Kate's size, and so we decided that we don't want to bother her anymore when we run out of hexagons. Like, Kate, can you send? We don't want to do that. So we went out and we bought our own machine, which is this one.
You make one at a time.
Unfortunately, it's wrong.
It's
not-
a little bit too small.
yeah, this
I
is
was checking the measurements, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. This is a 3-inch.
Yeah,
You can see there it says 3-inch, and you punch. How many can you do? You
one at a time. I
yeah,
don't
but
do
you can
more.
put more sheets of paper in, couldn't you? Or only one
No,
sheet?
only one, and then you just cut and cut and cut, and then they pile up under here,
Oh, okay.
and then you open this one, and then they fall out.
Yeah. Not really. I mean, it's good, but it's not what we
No,
thought
so
we
this
were
is
getting.
for a new quilt.
So we're going to have to ask Kate if she can please tell us where she bought hers so
Yeah,
we can
or-
buy one, so that we don't keep.
But I'm going to go to her web shop.
Maybe she sells. No, she doesn't sell the machine there.
No, but the hexagons. So Kate, if you sell the hexagon, put it on your web shop because
we can buy them.
we need more. But now
Or tell us where we can buy the right size machine. But this one's good. I mean, this one will be okay for other projects.
But
And-
now I just cut out.
yeah.
I use just scissor and I cut
Yeah,
out a
and
new
this is-
piece every time I need one. But of course it's quicker when you have them finished.
And in case you're wondering where we got this, we just got it off Amazon. We went into Amazon. We wrote hexagon cutter,
Yeah.
and this one came up. And wasn't it a set with a
There were
couple more sizes?
3 different sizes, and this is the big one. And then I also tried the small one, which is good for leftovers because when you cut these things, there will always be a few leftovers, and,
Yeah.
and those are 1.5 inch. I don't know, is that like 2 centimeter on the?
1 inch. I don't know, 3 centimeters maybe or
Yeah.
something.
So that's the smallest one. But these hexagons are, I measured a centimeter and I think it was like 6.5. So that is hard to find. But you never know. So this is the fun project that will take forever. Oh, I have to put that back in the bag.
Okay.
This dark one. I think this belongs to another.
It's very pretty.
One. I think it's nice, but
Yeah.
I think I have to go darker on this one.
Yeah. And now we've got some lace coming. Yeah, and some other stuff happening.
Yeah, because we're working on the doll. We made one video where we started to do the base for the dress.
Which is this one here.
That's that one.
We've already shown it in a short. You know
Yeah.
how we did the lines, and then how we created a template or a pattern, and how we then sewed this, which is a base, tried it on, and then we did multiple fittings
until we were happy with it.
And now we've created a base. You're going to see the next step on Friday in our short showing that.
How we actually do the base based on this one, so we can do this one.
Yeah.
So that's coming on Friday, and then later we will do one more where we show you how we use the base to make this one.
So
and
we've now created a dress from the base, lined, of course.
I use organza on this one, the one I had. So that's why I'm going to buy more organza because it's perfect. But
really
this
nice.
fabric is so hard.
It's a silk.
There's only 0.5 centimeter seam allowance, and the machine ate it. Like it's shred while I was sewing. So this one I made everything by hand.
Yeah.
And that is actually very relaxing.
Yeah.
So now I think I'm going to do more by hand. And
so you could pretty much say that this doll is now wearing a haute couture dress.
Yeah. I'm going to iron it down so it gets flattened there. And then you see the seam allowance, it broke. There's a hole because it shedded. But I have a plan.
Yes.
So this will now be a very fancy dress because I found a lace in our stash.
Of course you did.
And I took off all the sequences. Sequence. But there's many sequences.
No, sequence.
One sequence.
Many sequence.
Two sequence.
Yes.
Doesn't sound right.
But it is.
Yeah, okay. So, but look at these small stars. They are with beads. Or
so we're gonna have a bead star applique on the dress.
Yeah, because these they are in yellow, in pink and blue, and there's a gray one or purple. So now I'm going to sew these on by hand. So there will be. So if you be careful, look. If I place this one like around like this, in random order like this, and then we found this lace, which is a rest or a leftover, or would you say, call it?
Yeah, it's from our stash.
It's a piece from, we did a top for a wedding dress. And this is what we have left. And on this one, there's this nice ribbon. So we take the ribbon off the lace and then...
You need some ironing here, I see.
I know. Because I was thinking this should be like a couture hem, you know, when you're not ironing.
No, even here on the top.
But I have to,
I
have to iron steaming, it. Yeah. It's a little bit.
But very pretty.
But this will be. Then this one will become. This will come. Will be applicated like on top of the blue, like around like swirls and
very
things
nice
like that. With this one. So I think that's the plan for this dress. Now I just have to take off more of this so I can use it on the blue dress.
Lovely.
But I love the organza.
Organza is nice.
The dress slides on more easier and you don't have to see the zigzag or the raw edges on the inside.
Really nice.
This will be cool.
So Arne, we do need to think about leaving soon because we are going to pick up my dad in Oslo. But anyway, we've got a few more things to show before we do that, finish up the podcast. So knitting or this embroidery?
I still work on my trouser. Now, this one, I'm fixing it by doing this.
You say your trouser, but it's actually mine.
Is it yours?
Originally, yeah. But I can't wear it anymore because it's all.
I don't know if I can wear it because it's been it's been lying around for a while.
Yeah.
But there was so many holes, and it's almost rotten on the front. So I do this.
I think it was mine, and then I gave it to you,
Mending.
and this is what you did to it.
I used it when I was painting. So I'm going to put embroidery on every paint.
Yeah.
Places where I paint. But this is so almost rotten, so I have to do more and more and more. So I think the plan now will be to do a zigzag and sew them down so I can cut out things under.
Yeah.
This is fun, but it takes time. But it's so strange, it's only one leg that has this problem.
Yeah. So on knitting news, I am still working on finishing that cowl. I have all confidence that I will finish it on board the Svalbard Express. So I'm going to take that with me to finish it there. And I'm also, Arne, going to start another project. I have to decide what to do.
Yeah. Because you need something on the boat.
We
have the project that everybody.
I need to do something. I don't want to do that. No. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I want to do something.
I can come up with a project.
No, I want to do. Maybe I'll do Reine, the hat. I'll just bring 2 colors of Norwegian wool. Yeah. And I'm gonna knit Reine. You know which hat I'm talking about.
I can make you a scarf pattern.
No, I'm gonna knit Reine. Yeah. And I'm going to finish my cowl. But Arne has started a new project because he finished his peacock scarf a while ago. And you'll be able to see a couple of shorts coming soon on how we soak it and how we finish it up. New scarf on the needles. He's chosen the same color as my cowl. And this one's really nice as well.
This is something I found in the book, and I had to change it a little bit. But
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the pattern for certain stockings in our traditional folk costumes, which is really nice to see.
But the cool thing is that this is a cable that is not made with the cable needle. It's a flat cable, in a way. But this is really fun to make. So, but I'm so. If I have time, I go through all these old magazines where you can't see which pattern it is, because it says like a dress for a kid, and then it says pattern. Like now every pattern has a name. Yeah. Someone put a name on it, like we did on the peacock scarf. We called it the peacock because it reminds us about the peacock. And some of these old patterns, they never had a name. And the pictures are so small and they're black and white, so you don't know how it looks before you try it. Yeah. And that is so funny. And then you recover old things that you have never seen before. And that is fun.
Very nice,
So I'm into scarves right now.
Yeah. And
so this is
and once we finish this scarf, we will post the pattern on our web shop for you to enjoy. As we did with the peacock pattern, we've also got a beautiful pattern with like a knitted chain going up.
That's also coming later.
It's beautiful. We originally called it abelone, which is a Danish name, but I don't think that scarf
looks like
an abelone. So we're going to call it something else. I think maybe gru.
Are we posting that soon, or it's scarf season soon?
September. I think we're going to post it in September. Yeah. I think we might call it gru, or maybe
you should wear it on the cruise.
Eskil or something.
That would be good.
Good idea to take that on the cruise.
And I'm going to finish this one.
Yeah, just in case. In mainland Norway, it's not going to be that cold, but we don't know the situation in Svalbard this time of the year, as we've never been there before. But we've been to many places in mainland Norway in August, and it's still summer here. So even if it's raining, it should be okay. I mean, not that cold.
No. It should be fun.
Not winter cold. So we are bringing a down jacket to Svalbard for sure. So that's a little recap here.
And then we also said, when it comes to the peacock scarf, because a lot of people liked it, and we said if you want to knit it with us, you can do. Then we said, let's make it into a competition. So if you post the picture of the peacock scarf, it could be finished, it could be under construction.
Under construction.
We don't care, as long as it is the peacock scarf. And we have picked a winner.
Yeah, we did. We picked a winner of the peacock scarf competition, and the winner will receive a little envelope with a lot of fun things, scraps and fun things curated by us for their scrapbook. And we randomly selected a winner, TS Baird 70. And the winner,
You're the winner.
yeah, you're the winner. Congratulations. And we will contact you through Instagram to organize the delivery. It's going to take a little while because we still haven't
that
put.
we're
Yeah.
going to ship it when we arrive in Bergen before we enter the boat. That's the plan.
Is that your plan?
That's my plan.
Oh, okay, good. That's a good plan.
It's a good plan.
So it means we're going to send it on August 11th.
Yeah, it will be stamped in Bergen.
You know what would be cool though?
No?
Would be if you stamp it in Ny-Ålesund up in Svalbard.
Maybe we should
The world's smallest
okay,
post
you'll have
office.
to wait a few days. We're
Wait
going
a few days.
send it from Ny-Ålesund.
Yeah.
That will be cool. Maybe we can put some more in the bag.
Yeah.
Or in
So
the
congratulations to the winner, and we loved seeing all the images on social media of the peacock scarf that people have been knitting. It's been lovely.
And I think for me, it's like when we went to England to the
Benjamin
Pollock's toy store, and I bought 2 bags of scraps. For me, that is like Christmas Eve, because I didn't know what was in the bag. Even if it was plastic, I could see some of the things, but just to get in there and see what you can put in your scrapbook or your art journal, I think that is so funny. So next time in London, we will look for more scraps.
Next time in London.
But now we give away some of our scraps,
Yeah.
because we have a lot of scraps.
We do, yeah. So look forward to that. Yes, this podcast is now getting close to its end.
Because we have to leave.
Unfortunately, we were hoping that we would be able to do Sit in It for a bit until next Wednesday. So the last one would be on I think it's the 9th of August. I think it's August 9th. Unfortunately, because of this book that we're suddenly doing, and the fact that we're leaving for the Svalbard Express, we have come to the conclusion that we do not have time to do a Sit in It for a bit next week. And then 2 weeks after that, we'll be away on the Svalbard Express. So unfortunately and sadly, this means that for now, Sit in It for a bit is on hold. And this was the last Sit in It for a bit this summer. And hopefully we will be back in September with more.
And we will still do some shenanigans and things.
Yeah, we'll still be doing shenanigans. We'll still be doing shorts. And now, from this week forward, we've got new episodes on Sundays. So that is some consolation, I hope. And if you do want more content, consider becoming a member. As members do get a weekly recap on Monday mornings here in Europe. And this weekly recap will actually continue even through the time when we are on board. They are shorter. They're like a mini Sit in It for a bit, and they are shorter. And they're easier to upload than a Sit in It for a bit podcast. So if you're not a member and you would like to receive those weekly updates and then all the other fun that we've got there, we've just had a live stream with Q&As yesterday. That is actually available even now, not a live stream anymore. And it also offers knitting help. So if you need knitting help, you can always ask questions and we'll answer them. All this is available on our members area on our YouTube channel. And all you need to do is go to Arne and Carlos on YouTube. And next to the subscribe button, you've got the join. And you become a member and you will receive the updates. And it's kind of like a mini Sit in It for a bit that will continue while Sit in It for a bit is on a break.
From somewhere.
Yeah, from somewhere.
And then we have all the
Norway.
shorts. So just you can see how this is turning out.
Yeah,
and
so
other things.
We'll keep you updated even if we're not with Sit in It for a bit. And hopefully we will return with our podcast again in September. Yeah. We'll see about that. We still have, as every year, we've had to rethink Sit in It for a bit because of all the traveling, and it's getting worse for us time-wise. So we're probably going to rethink again and see what we can do with Sit in It for a bit for the rest of the year.
The pandemic is over.
The pandemic is definitely over for us. So we hope you've had a really good time with us. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up. Like and subscribe and engage with our video content, as that helps us a lot. Turn on those notifications if you are a subscriber so that you never miss an episode. And if you want more content, it's available in our members area here on our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching. See you on Sundays with brand new Sunday episodes. And we'll see about Sit in It for a bit in September.
Okay.
Bye!
Bye! See you! Och så bilder.